Cryptocurrency market today, and really for the past couple days, has been showing a significant amount of red. And with the red, as always, we see the FUD starting to rise to the top. And really the red has been spreading throughout all of the coins, all of the tokens. A couple, though, in the past day or so, and even today, have really maintained their equilibrium. Dogecoin stands out as one that had big increases over the past week and actually held momentum, which is surprising. In fact, its trial, the Doge Ethereum bridge, apparently was successful today, and yesterday they were doing a trial period and it was announced that it was successful. Maybe that had something to do with it. I think people are waiting to see the outcome, but it's amazing that Dogecoin was able to hold steady in the midst of all the red. XRP today actually showed a small gain of around 3%, so I think that's a positive on the side of XRP, again with everything else in the red and showing red. I believe that in some way, the market was responding to the Goldman Sachs announcement that they were going to be shutting down their trade desk, but I believe that that was taken out of proportion or taken out of context, and the media and the blogs actually ran with something that was slightly incorrect, meaning that Goldman Sachs wasn't considering shutting down the entire concept of a trade desk, but postponing indefinitely the trade desk, and there's probably other things behind it. But again, what we do see, though, is that the cryptocurrency market is really subject to the quick ups and downs based on emotional buyers and sellers, or the wannabe traders that are really, again, in reactionary mode based on the news, based on hype, based on FOMO, based on FUD. Hi, this is Jeff with the HODL Report. Join me on today's video as we stand above the fog from the FUD and take a look at the top 3 trading cryptocurrencies. We're going to look year over year, 2018 over 2017 for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. Before I get started, I do need to read a quick disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving out any form of financial advice. All of the opinions expressed on this video are strictly my own opinions. But if I am going to give you any advice, then let it be this: invest only what you can afford to lose. Do your own research. Invest only in what you want to invest in, and don't buy or sell based on FUD or FOMO that's spread online. And with that, let's get into today's topic. All right, so I'm going to get into Bitcoin, and then we're going to get into Ethereum, and then we're going to get into XRP. You're not going to believe it, but this is my third run through doing this, and each time I go back, I forget to actually transition my view from full view to actually I have different views set up so that you can see the screen in the background. So driving me crazy with this the video. I'm using the OBS software. So anyhow, so let's get into this for a third time for me. For you guys, it's the first time. Bitcoin year over year. We're going to look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP 2018 over 2017. So starting out with Bitcoin, September 6, 2017, and then September 6, 2018, we see a move from $4,597 in 2017 to $6,466 today. When I was preparing the slide for today's video, we see an increase in value of Bitcoin by $1,869, which is a 40.65% gain year over year, 2018 over 2017. Obviously, we're going to see a change in market cap year over year from $72.4 billion to $111.5 billion. The change in market cap 2018 over 2017 grew by $39.1 billion. Now we're going to look at volume, because when we get into Ethereum, we're not going to see a positive gain. So let's look at volume here, and then we're going to look at volume on Ethereum as well. But the volume of Bitcoin transacted over a 24-hour period, last year $2.1 billion were transacted. And so we're seeing a doubling of volume. Here we see more than double, but 2018, 24-hour volume at 5.6 billion, which is a $3.49 billion increase in the change of the volume. So now let's move into Ethereum. And really, you know, we're going to look at some negative approach on Ethereum, but the idea behind putting this all together, and I was a little bit shocked when I pulled it up on Ethereum, but the goal here is really to look at the market as a whole, because the market is constantly changing. It's constantly reacting to FUD and emotional buying and selling. It's still a speculative investment, and I think in the speculative market, we have a lot of emotion that goes into the buying and selling, because people are really following the hype of the marketplace. And when they follow the hype of the marketplace, the market is also in return responding. So the marketplace, meaning really the FUD in the media and the blogs, and maybe even spread on YouTube, because we're seeing the FOMO and people are chasing after the increase, and then they're chasing after the decrease with their sell. They can't sell fast enough. And so the pricing is definitely jumping all over the place, potentially as a result. But so let's look at Ethereum, because this is interesting that we see Ethereum that was at $334 on September 6th. 2017, and now we see a decrease year over year to $226, which is a $108 loss of Ethereum, which is a negative 32.34% loss year over year. So now market cap, obviously we see a decrease of $6.6 billion in market cap year over year, but 24-hour volume, we still see a doubling of the volume. So we have 24-hour volume a year ago was at $1 billion. This year, today, was at $2.1 billion, which is a gain of $1 billion in the 24-hour volume. So let's move into XRP, and I think you'll be very happy to look at XRP. And again, we need to get above the FUD, so we want to look and expand our perspective, and we want to look at the full year and to see how the year really impacted the investment. So with Bitcoin, we saw a positive gain of 40%. So far with Ethereum, we're at a negative 32%. And now when we look at XRP, in 2017, it was sitting at 22 cents. Today it's sitting at 30 cents. So we see a growth of 8-cent difference, which is 36.36% gain year over year, 2018 over 2017. We see a $3.6 billion increase in market cap from 8.2 to 11.9. Now in the 24-hour volume is significantly lower than both Bitcoin and Ethereum. And so we were looking a year ago in 2017, we had $163 million in XRP transacted in a 24-hour period. And this year we're sitting at $334 million transacted in a 24-hour period, which is a change of positive $171 million added in the transactional volume in a 24-hour period. Okay, just some brief summary and some comments. Let's first look at Ethereum, because Ethereum, we're seeing a decrease. We see a drop of $108 year over year in the price of Ethereum. The last time that we saw a low in the 220s was September 14th of 2017, and at that point it was coming down from a high of $373. So we're seeing a drastic drop off at that time. Now it's also important to note though that the first time Ethereum actually hit triple digits was May 19th, May 20th of 2017. So it's trading in double digits up until May. And so we're seeing that after May, when it hit the first time triple digits, it started jumping up. And it moved very rapidly up into the 300s. And so we did see some trend, some up and down trend. But now after it did increase in May, it really carried that $200 to $300 range from the end of May to about October, to around the end of October. When we after the end of October, we started to see a steady increase to the point we hit January 14th, which was the actual peak of Ethereum at $1,400. Obviously, since the peak, we see the entire market, the whole cryptocurrency market has been on a downtrend. since that second week of January, and Ethereum is no different. But now, obviously, we know the end result of where Ethereum is, and Ethereum was just trading in the 300s maybe about a week and a half ago. So it was also remaining, if we were to look year over year, it would have shown at least an even or an increase, but we see some changes really in the past week of Ethereum, bringing it to almost, an all-time low for the year. Again, it hasn't traded so low since September 14th, which is quickly approaching next week. So let's look at Bitcoin and XRP. Obviously, Bitcoin is showing an increase of 40%. XRP showing an increase of 36%. I think that kind of speaks for itself. Both of them year over year are performing. They're giving good returns. If you're getting a 40% return year over year, that's pretty solid. Obviously, in the crypto space, you're expecting 100%, 1,000%, 10,000%. But overall, in a stock market, if you're able to get a return of 30 or 40%, you're doing pretty well year over year. Now, in regards to volume, I think all three of them, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP, we see some remarkable increases in that 24-hour volume. So we're seeing more and more transactions happening in cryptocurrency year over year. And I know if we went back to 2016, it's going to be significantly less. More transaction means more people are getting involved. If so, year over year, that means next year we're going to see another growth spurt in volume. That would be the anticipation, and we're expecting more people to get involved. We're expecting the traditional market to get involved, and there's still a ton of people out there that aren't in cryptocurrency yet. So with more volume, we can also anticipate an increase in gain. So let's look at Ethereum. I mean, I really don't know what to make of the 32% loss exactly in terms of what it means for the future of Ethereum, other than, obviously Ethereum is posting a loss. And again, remember, I'm not providing any kind of financial advice today on this video. These are purely my observations of how the markets changed 2018 over 2017, just trying to put some perspective to it. Again, I can point out that Bitcoin and XRP are obviously providing solid returns, as I just mentioned, 40% and 36% gains year over year. So those are my observations. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the little bell if you want to be notified every time I do post a new video. Comments. I do appreciate all the feedback and comments that you guys are giving. Keep providing comments. Provide any kind of feedback to today's video. I am preparing another video. I was working on it. I wanted to do that one first. And then this thought came up. And so I ended up putting this one together. What's the other video? And really, it's finished. I just need to put a little more thought into it, comparing Coil versus Brave, and getting into the nitty-gritty of each. And obviously, they're both kind of in the review elementary stage. So I want to really dig down into the raw aspect of what Coil can do today, what Brave can do today, and what the future really could hold for both of them. And so that's going to be the topic of my next video. So with that, I look forward to seeing you on my next video, and keep on hodling your crypto.